Hi, this is Dick Eastman. I'm at the National History Show in London, England. One of the major differences between this show in London and most other genealogy conferences that I have been to is that this show covers a much wider audience. To be sure, they do genealogy, family trees, but it's really a heritage show. Heritage includes all sorts of historical topics: the history of your house, the history of the community in which you live, military history, perhaps your ancestors participated in World War II or World War I or whatever. The British seem to be very, very conscious of their military history, and it's well covered at this family history show in London. For instance, here's the famous Spitfire from World War II. In the early days of World War II, this is what defended Britain. Beautiful aircraft. Not only do they have pictures of them, they brought along a Spitfire. When was the last time you saw a full-size aircraft at a genealogy conference in the United States? They've removed the machine guns, but this is a beautiful example of a flying condition, they tell me. I don't think they flew it here, but this is the Spitfire fighter from World War II. Let's take a closer look at it. Now this is what I call up-close personal. This is a flying replica of a Spitfire, the same kind of aircraft that defended Britain in World War II. I have Dave Fowler with me. Dave, you're from the Solent Air Museum, is that right?
Solent Sky Air Museum in Southampton, yes.
Okay. Who's going to explain a little bit about this aircraft and what it meant to Britain.
Yeah, well, this particular aircraft, as you say, it's a full-size flying replica. It's a replica of the prototype Spitfire, which is virtually identical to the ones that flew in the Battle of Britain. It was designed by, well, it was built by one man called Clive de Crew, and he wanted his own Spitfire, so he built it to the same dimensions as the real one.
Now, I'd like my own Spitfire too, but I don't think I'm going to build one, right?
No, well, it took him 10 years, between 81 and 91, and then it did fly for about 6 or 7 years after that.
Okay.
But it had a crash landing, so we just decided to prepare it to static condition.
It certainly looks in flying condition. I am a private pilot, so I know a little about these aircraft.
Yeah.
I've never had an opportunity like this, however, and I want to thank you for this.
That's okay.
You bring it around to various venues, and obviously we're here at this Family History and Heritage Fair.
Yeah.
How well received? Are people interested in this?
Oh, everywhere we go, especially here, it's been really well received. It brings out so many memories in people. Loads of people today, they say, oh, my brother worked on it, or my father worked on it. They were fitters, they flew it, and it's incredible. I really enjoy working on it as a volunteer. You get so many stories from the past. It means so much to people. It's such an iconic shape wherever it goes.
Oh, this is beautiful. So you had a few hundred or maybe a few thousand pilots, but the number of people involved in the production and the maintenance of this aircraft had to be in the thousands. Probably everybody had
tens of thousands. Yeah.
Okay, so many people had a family connection to this aircraft.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, the production started in Southampton. They made about 8,000, and then it moved to Castle Bromwich after the factory was bombed in 1940, and then they produced the rest of them, and then produced 22,000 in the end. And it was the only Allied aircraft produced throughout the war. So it was incredibly incredible aircraft for its developmental potential, which I think made it better than any of the others. I mean, in the Battle of Britain, it shared the honours with the Hawker Hurricane, who actually shot down more aircraft, but over the whole period of the war, it was actually a better aircraft in its developmental.
I know from a pilot's viewpoint, this is like the Ferrari of the year. I mean, the horsepower of this thing is phenomenal. We've seen them in the movies. They do all the dogfights. They do all the maneuvers.
Yeah.
This thing is going to be a pilot's dream.
Oh, it was. They said that you strapped it on and you got it, and it was like a sports car. And once you're taking off, once you were in the sky, it was just a dream to fly. And it was easy. Difficult to take off, but most aircraft of that type were. But it was very easy to land. You just come in an arc and just cut the power and glide in. It was once you land a Spitfire, pilots have told me, in love for life. It's a wonderful aircraft. And
I can believe it. Yeah. Just sitting in this is beautiful. Now we're in downtown London right now.
Yeah.
You didn't fly this in.
No, it's it had a crash landing, unfortunately, about 10 years ago. So what we've done, we've modified it to a static condition. The wings, as you can see, are detachable. So the main spire's been cut through now, so it's too weak to fly.
I have this visual image of landing in a cricket field somewhere and taxiing over with it.
That's always the question we get. It's always a question. It's like, how did you get it here? Especially at air shows. Oh, did it fly in yesterday? No. No, it's got its own trailer, specially built. And it's come all the way from Southampton. So.
Well, Dave, I want to thank you and all of your co-workers. It must have been a monumental effort to bring this here, to show the heritage at this show.
Oh, it's awesome.
This is great.
Well, I'm very proud of it myself. We all are. So.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for sharing it today.
That's okay, thank you.
And I hope we see you at the next year at this.
Yes, I'd love to do it. Yes,
or bring it to the States sometime.
Yes.
I'd love to.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've had a chance to see military heritage at the Family History Show here in London. When was the last time you saw a complete Spitfire or an equivalent aircraft at one of our shows? I love this.